everybody. So if you've watched my previous video, you know that I already have binders, not a lot of binders, just 1 or 2 binders per child for the whole school year that we work off of. And this is where we keep our tests and our test answer keys, as well as anything that has to do with just extra handouts that they may need, things like that. So what do I do at the end of the year when I have workbooks that have been completed, and I have test packets that are done, and I have to figure out how am I going to keep and what am I going to keep and where am I going to keep it? Well, in years past, I used to have these binders per kid, and I would just keep it there for that grade level. So I would have a shelf of these binders. Reagan kindergarten, Reagan first grade, Reagan second grade, Cole kindergarten, Cole first. And oh my goodness, I ran out of shelf space very quickly. And I found out that when you've got a binder or 2 binders per kid per year, that kind of starts adding up. And if you don't have a big library to put them in, you're going to run out of space. So I went to another idea, and this has been working really well for us. I found these file boxes. These actually came from Walmart. They're Sterilite name brand, but I'm sure there are many others you could look at. And what I've started doing, I bought a bin, 1 bin for each child. Now, eventually, once the oldest got to about 5th grade or 6th grade, I had to buy a second bin. She's finishing up 12th grade this year, and I think I'm going to be able to squeeze it all into just 2 bins. That's kindergarten through 12th grade for her. So right now I have 2 bins for the next oldest, Cole. We're working on his second one right now. And then I have 1 bin for Isaac, 1 bin for Miles. Isaac's in 6th grade, Miles is in 3rd. So I'll be buying Isaac another bin. Actually, I already have one that I bought because I knew I'd need another one for him pretty soon. But what is the point of all of this? You want to know what goes in the bin, right? Here's how I approach it. I came to terms a long time ago with the fact that I can't keep everything, right? So what I'm looking for when I'm clearing out a grade level, or when they've finished up an entire subject and I'm clearing out that subject, I'm looking for a few things. I'm looking to keep all of their tests. I'm looking to keep anything creative and significant to them. So if they've done research reports, if they've done creative writing assignments, if they've done drawings that are, really special, I'm going to keep those. Now, my kids pull out pieces of paper and just draw little random things all the time. I'm not keeping all of that, right? But I'm talking about like school assignments, anything that stands out to me special, I'm going to keep. Then I'm going to go through the work textbook or the activity manual, and I'm just going to look for anything that looks like a good representation of the year, of their work for that year. I'm not keeping the whole book anymore. Nope, gone are those days. What I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be looking for anything where, maybe they drew a map, maybe they wrote a funny answer on a problem or to a question, or I may be looking at chapter reviews, especially in the math courses or the English courses, if they did a chapter review and they did it really well, I may keep some samples of those work texts just to kind of validate that they were doing the work, they did do a good job in this course, that they were making the progress they needed to make. Now, in my state, I don't have to present any of that to anybody. It's just stuff that I'm keeping in my files as an ongoing record. In my state, we're using standardized tests once a year. That's the only thing that the state actually requires to see. So as long as we're meeting the threshold on that, we're good to go, and we don't have to send in all of this documentation. So of course, adapt what you keep to what your state may require. And of course, keep anything that they may require as far as time logs or, logs of daily activities, whatever they may require of you, keep that stuff, of course. So here's what my long-term files are going to look like. In the front of each kid's bin, I'm going to have, they all did like a little memory book in kindergarten, and I like to keep that. So I keep that little thin binder tucked in the very front of their first bin. And then the very first thing after that, I have a folder with their standardized test scores. And then I have a folder with their special writing pieces. Basically, I'm pulling those from all the grades into one place because I feel like if I ever wanted to just go look through them, I'd like to have them all in one spot. And it's kind of fun too to just see, like, over time, you know, what Isaac wrote when he was in second grade versus what he writes now in sixth grade. It's kind of cool to see how that developed. So after that, I'm going to have a hanging file folder with the year and the grade level on it. So just to be clear, the materials you're going to need for this system are going to be your filing bin, or if you have a filing cabinet that you want to use instead, you're going to need hanging file folders. You're going to need actual tabbed file folders. And then if you're a label person, you can do labels. I actually scrapped the labels. They were taking too much time and they were falling off anyway. So I just handwrite now with a Sharpie, as you will see as we go on. I got less fancy. The more kids I had and the further we got into this, the less fancy I got. So in the grade level, I would then have, if I had a master printed out calendar for that year, where maybe I documented what days we worked, how many days we worked, things like that, I would put that in a folder. And then I'm going to have a folder per subject for that year. So this was preschool. So it's a very thin folder. I didn't keep a whole ton of stuff for that. That was K4. But then you can see the next year we have K5, and K5 took a little bit more space. So our K5 folder, we've got the calendar lesson plan tab, or folder, I mean, and then we called it beginnings, K5 beginnings, K5 Bible, and then the label fell off. This must be K5 math. Yes, it is. I hate when labels fall off. That's really annoying. So Sharpies don't fall off. They stay. And then we've got first grade and so on. Second grade, third, fourth. So we've got everything here. So what's going in these folders? Glad you asked. Let me pull out an example here. English 3. If you watched my last video, you know that I keep the mom book. And the mom book has the video lesson guides, the test answer keys, and the student handouts. So at the end of the school year, what I'm doing is I'm pulling out those video lesson guides, I'm pulling out the tests and the test answer keys, and I'm putting them all in this folder. I said answer key and I didn't show you. So I've got, this is his English 3 folder. So English 3 answer keys. And then I have all of the things I just referred to at, oh, that's a little writing project I should put in the other folder. Got some chapter reviews. I have any special work text pages that I thought were worth keeping, things like that. That's his English 3 folder, and that goes in his third grade section, and that's where I can find it. It's very convenient, especially with using the same curriculum over time with different kids. When I get ready to order the next level for one child, I can go to the other child before them. So for Isaac, the next up would be Cole. I could go to Cole's bin when it comes time to order 7th grade, and I can look in his 7th grade stuff and see what I may already have as far as answer keys or things that would help me prepare for Isaac's 7th grade. So what this has done is it gives me a way to keep a good snapshot of our activity for that year in terms of how much work we did, the grades for that year, the tests, of course, that are all graded, and then a sampling of work text pages. And that's what I keep. So again, I've got all of his schooling so far, kindergarten, K4 through 6th grade, which he's still in 6th grade, but all of it so far in one bin. And then I'll have a second bin, and that'll be that. And then I keep these bins in a closet that we have some floor space in. I just stack them in a closet. They stack easily on top of each other, and pull them out maybe a few times a year just to kind of process through old papers and put things away that I need to. I did mention in the last video how we have this hanging pocket system that we put on a door. It's got 4 pockets, one for each kid. So throughout the school year, as you know, I'm not always grading papers every day or even every week. So throughout the school year, we can put papers. Each child has a pocket. They can put their loose leaf papers in. And then as I get time, I'll go through, clear things out, and then anything that I want to keep will go in these bins. So that's just a quick overview of how we approach our long-term files. And I hope that gives you some ideas for what will work for you. Don't forget that there's no right or wrong way to organize. The right way is whatever way you can keep up with and that is maintainable for you. So if this seems like something that's maintainable for you, then I hope this is an idea that you can take and run with, and you can implement it in the way that works best for you. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe. And as always, please share it with any other homeschool moms that you may know who could benefit from it as well. And check out our resources at wiserhomeschool.com. I have several free resources, a couple of pay once, use as many times as you want, and then the homeschool crash course, which is really there to hold your hand and to empower you as the parent in taking your homeschool to the next level. Thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you soon.